Hey, Juice, man, chill with all that. You starting already? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Is this thing on? Mic check, mic check. Thumbs up in the chat box if you can hear me. Thumbs up in the chat box if you can hear me. Monday, May 1st, greatest month in the year. Greatest month in the year, May 1st. New month, starting the month off right. Hey, thank you for everybody that watched the lunchtime video. 1 out of 10 for me. So I appreciate that. I had to do an audible because I was going to talk about the wide receiver depth, but reading them locking forward tweets, I was like, well, this might be a good topic. Might be a good topic, and it ended up being a good topic. So everybody that watched that lunchtime video, hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. What up, Drake? What's up, Mr. Slow Jam? Yolanda, Will G, Agent E, Rensler. I appreciate you coming to the channel, being a new sub. Yolanda, Jose. I think that's Jose. I'm sure that's Jose. Osman. Who else we got in here? Juice Man. Already coming in here with the Queen slander. We're going to get the Queen. We're going to get the Queen. But let's get this thing fired up. So, first off, thank you for everybody for watching that video. And, hitting the like button on it and, getting it shared and whatever it's doing. I appreciate it. Jordan, he was spitting facts. I appreciate it. Welcome, William Smith. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to pivot a little bit now since Jordan is here. Let me do this. Let me pivot a little bit. This ain't the pivot podcast, but we can check a few plays and audible out. We can check a few plays and audible out. So let's do this first. Got some new Patreons to the team, and I want to shout them out and show them some love. Let's do this. First up, Jonathan Phillips. Appreciate it. Woke up to some Patreons this morning. Jonathan was one of them. Next one up, Jordan Yates, who's in the chat box right now. Appreciate you, Jordan, for coming through. Appreciate it. Trying to get something in the mail to you ASAP. Mike Crawford this weekend, stepped up and came to the Sip the Tally Wall of Fame. We got 3 people on that Wall of Fame right now. We got Brandon, we got Nardy Nard, we got Mike Crawford. There we go. So appreciate you, Mike. And lastly, Wayne Wheatley. Appreciate it. I woke up to those Patreons and want to make sure I shout them out and thank them for doing what they do for the channel. Appreciate you guys. But back to the regularly scheduled tone of events. Let's start off with our Jane Doe comment of the day. And if you want to be featured on the Jane Doe comment of the day, once I put the topic up there for tomorrow, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you the topic. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the depth chart at wide receiver. So I'll put that up there. I'm going to try to remember to do it as soon as the show over with. Like I always say, which I never do, but I'm going to try to remember to do it when the show is over with and get it up there. I'm also going to tell you about the schedule for the rest of the day. Obviously, we got the show going on right now. But when the show's over with, I'm going to pull the plays from Zay Flowers' long film that we did yesterday on Patreon. If you don't know, we did Zay Flowers' feature film, long version film on Patreon. I think we did 3 or 4 games. And I got a couple plays I'm going to pull. I got 5 plays actually I'm going to pull and put them on YouTube. Then once that's over with, I'm going to load up the long form film for Trenton Simpson, which should be interesting because I haven't watched a down of it. Not one down of Trenton Simpson. Everybody's saying he's a good pick and whatnot. I haven't watched. I left my comments blank because I don't know much about Trenton Simpson. So after I get the Zay Flower stuff up, I'm going to go, I can't give you exact time, but I'm going to do it before the roundtable. We're going to have our, I'm talking before the roundup. We're going to have our long form film on Trenton Simpson. And if it starts to run into the roundtable, I'll probably have to do a second version, but I don't think I will. Because I think I only got 3 games. I think all I could find was 3 games of him. And so we'll do that. All right, but Jane Doe comment of the day. Let's get to that. All right, here we go. It's from Off-Grid Woodsman. And obviously the topic was the draft. He says he's giving the draft a B. Probably didn't draft a cornerback late because we are trading Queen for a corner, or I don't know what PIC is. Or a pick. Okay. A corner and a pick. And we are trading MP, or we're getting MP, which is Marcus Peters or Rocky Sin. Would be an A if they drafted a corner earlier. Again, though, we don't know what EDC has up his sleeves. Find a grade after things shake out. And I can respect that, because even though you can give a grade now, it don't necessarily mean, it's the final grade. You got to kind of see how these shake out and whatnot. And really, draft grades should be given out when the season's over with, I think. That's, you can give your what you think it's going to be, but the real draft grade should be given out when that first season's over with, when all, everything shake out and you see how well they play, or if they play at all. And honestly, if you want to keep it a stat, draft grades should probably be given out about 3 years down the road when we see if they pan out. That's probably when your real draft grade should come back and, look at it. But again, that's a horse, of a different color, a conversation for another day. Let's stick to the topic at hand. The draft. And we'll go through and talk about the guys we got so far, then we get to the phone lines, all right? So obviously we drafted Zay Flowers in the first round. Chris just joking, that was his number 1 receiver. Zay was my number 2 receiver. Number 1 for me was JSN. But I think Zay was Chris's number 2 receiver. And honestly, Zay should have won our bracket style draft on Deep Cover Podcast. But it was my fault. I felt like the team was going to pick a DB since they had signed OBJ, and I blew it. I sold. Even I had y'all make a poll, and I still sold. So that's on me. Y'all said 70-something% get Zay Flowers, and I went the back door and got Joy Porter, who didn't even get drafted in the first round. So we'll see. Second round, we got Trent Simpson, who's going to get some long form film up here today from Clemson. Third round, we got Tavius Robinson from Ole Miss, and he didn't play. He started off in Canada. I was reading some stuff about him today. He started off in Canada, and I'm gonna share the stuff I found with the Patreon later. We'll share that later. And then next you got Caillou Blue Kelly. I heard his dad played in the NFL for a while. He's from Stanford, so you know he's extremely smart. Ran a 4.5 at the combine. That's kind of red flaggish, but if you're a zone guy, you can get away with 4.5. This kid, the old tackle from Oregon, we're going to call him Mal. M-A-L. That's what we're going to call him. Mal. I know I sold Reg. I know. But we're going to call this old tackle Mal. And we'll talk about him also. And then lastly, you got Andrew Voorhees, who got hurt at the combine, but still went out there in them crutches and threw up 28 or 30-something reps on the bench. He threw up a bunch of reps on the bench. But again, as far as long-form film, Zay was yesterday, Trent Simpson's today, Robinson's tomorrow, Kelly's Wednesday, Thursday's Mal, and Friday is Voorhees. And that's how we're going to do it. Now, normally I would put up a bunch of UDFAs, but they burned me last year, so they got to prove it to me. Before I spend my time going and getting their film and chopping them up, I need to see something. Because I put my heart and soul in them UDFAs last year, and all we got is Shamar Bridges to thank for it. Even though one of the guys I like, Mekhi Polk, he ended up with the Giants, but still, we'll see. And I know a lot of people like Demas, but I don't know. Maybe eventually on down the line I'll go pull it, but as of right now, I am not. I am not. I got a call about somebody we just picked up today, if I'm not mistaken. Well, not picked up, but invited them to rookie camp. And we'll see. So let me get this situated. Let me get the Ravens Daily up. Phone lines are open. Let me get over here to it. All right. Got our first caller for the day. Hey, call and get in line now. Get in line. So you won't be mad about the hole. Go ahead. Phone call. The phone is right there. It's 505-472-5400. Access code 918-914. Go ahead and get in line. First up, DDSQ. What's good, Q?
What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. You know, I had to catch you on a Monday. I'm sorry I missed you last week. Got caught up with work.
Hey, work happens. I don't know why people be tripping and making us work, but it happens.
I know, man. It's unfortunate because I control my own schedule, so if I get caught up with work, that's ain't nobody's fault but my own. But just wanted to call in, man. I'm not really a draft guy, man, but just wanted to call in and say I'm happy that Lamar has been signed, and it looks like they're actually trying to put some weapons behind him. And one person I'm really happy for is T. Martin, man, because I think he's going to get a chance really to close to Lamar and get a chance to actually move up in the NFL, man. So hopefully Lamar can play well this year, man, and he can get a shot at maybe calling plays somewhere else, and hopefully down the line get a head coaching job. But I just want to speak on a couple of the guys, man. I'm not really a draft guy, so all of the things that I know about the draft is basically just what guys think say on YouTube and whatnot, man. I kind of like the Zay Flowers pick, but even though you don't necessarily know what guys are going to do until they come into the league. But from what I've seen, people have been trying to compare him to Hollywood, and I really don't think that's a fair comparison because even though their weights may be the same, but Zay Flowers seems like he's a little bit more has a little bit more diverse route tree. Like he runs a little bit more routes than Hollywood did, and he looks like he's more sturdy with the ball in his hand than Hollywood was. Now I will say if he comes in and does anything what Hollywood did as far as production wise, not necessarily the drop, I think it'll be a successful draft pick. And then on the corner, that Kelly kid is actually the son of the former Buccaneer Brian Kelly. He played left corner on the opposite side of Rondé Barber for 10 years, man. He was not necessarily a flashy player, but he was somebody who was always in the right position, made great plays, and when the ball came his way, he made the play. So I know his son has similar scouting report to him. So if he can come in and do anything what Brian Kelly did for our Buccaneers, I tell you got a good one. I don't know any of those other guys you got, but I guess the only way you can, like you said, the only way you can judge the draft is after these guys actually get out there and play.
Yeah, what the comparison I've been getting, or what I've been hearing about Zay is more AB than anything. Not necessarily I've been getting a lot of people saying he looked like AB running routes, and the way his steps and the way he gets in and out of breaks, and I could watching the film yesterday, I could see where that comparison come, especially once AB got in his bag and realized that he was a dog and got that confidence about him. That second or third year, Zay kind of looks like that, and I think he'll fit the offense. I don't really want to give away what I'm gonna put on tape in a little bit, but I think he's gonna have a special role in the offense, and I don't see nobody on the team on this list that we're gonna talk about tomorrow that can take that role from him. That I think he's gonna have. I think it's a set role that he can come in and have, especially if everybody's healthy. They can put him in that set role and let him do what he do, and I don't think nobody on the team will have the skill set to do what he do. And funny thing is, and they're gonna kill me for this, the closest guy to fit that role would be Prochet, but Prochet is nowhere close to as quick as Zay Flowers, and that's what's gonna kill him. The fact that Zay can do everything Prochet can do, but faster, is probably why Prochet he'll be the last receiver there or out, because he can do everything Prochet can do, but faster.
Gotcha. Did you see anything in his film studies where he returned kicks or punts? Because if he did, it looks like he feels the role Duvernay could feel, and Duvernay might be on his way out.
Yeah, I didn't see him return kicks or punts. He may have done it earlier in his career, but I only watched 2022. But his skill set looks like he can do it. The way he can get in and out and change direction as fast as he can, I wouldn't put it past him to say he can do that. And I think he'll be better at it than Duve, because even though Duve, the way we good at special teams. And so we had stuff where all Duve had to do was just hit it, and they really had to make many people miss. Zay can make people miss and still hit it. Now he may not have the top end speed that Duve have, but I think he can get in and out and weave and then get out and go make a home run. So it's gonna be interesting to see who moves based off what Zay can do and whatnot. But I think he has a niche in our offense, and we'll start to break the offense down a little further on down the road. But I don't think there's anybody on the team that's gonna be able to do what he can do with the way he can change directions.
Now, I will say this. I ain't gonna hold you. I know you got other callers. I would say be careful on the AB comparisons, because as we know, AB at one point was listed as, if not the best player in football, one of the top 5 players in football. And I just hope that for the sake of expectations on him, that people put the AB label on him, and if he don't live up to it, then people call him a disappointment. And I think if he gets anywhere from, like I say, anything from what Hollywood did his first year, if he averaged anywhere from 800 to 1,000 yards, to get you anywhere from 5 to 8 touchdowns a year, to go along with Bateman, hopefully he can stay healthy, and OBJ, hopefully he can give you something, and with Mark Andrews, I think that offense would be good, and I'm looking forward to what he can do, man, and what Monk is gonna do. And I'm not gonna lie, Coach. If y'all didn't sign Lamar, you might not have seen. I might not have been on those Sunday live streams with you guys. But yeah, I'll still be with you right there every Sunday.
Hey, we got 5 more years of it. 5 more years of it. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, routine. All right, next up, my man Will. What's good, Will?
What's up, Coach? Happy blessed Monday.
Same to you, son. The greatest month of the year, May. Team Taurus, if you in the chat box, hey, put it in there. Team Taurus, if you in the chat box, let it be known. This our time of year.
I'm the ally at the end of the month, May 31st.
You fall right out. You a Gemini like my sister.
Oh man, that was a beautiful draft. The foundation is set, as we talked before the draft. Everything revolved around Lamar. That piece is, the masterpiece on the chessboard is there, and now everything, you can go a billion different directions, pretty much. So I'm so happy about that. Just want to give you and the guys props on outstanding draft coverage that night. The Knights maybe not even miss being on the mound pitching, due to this injury of PT and everything like that. It was that good. So I ain't even miss playing sports. Y'all did such a good job. Two questions, Coach.
Go ahead.
Well, actually one. How much full wide does Monken use?
Well, he's done a ton of different things. He's been a straight spread guy at Oklahoma State. He was like a pro style guy at LSU. He's been like the two tight end type deal at Georgia. He's adapted to whatever the kids around him. He was a little bit of everything at Cleveland, because you know he had OBJ once before at Cleveland. He was a little bit of everything. So he I think he's going to take what he's got on paper, and like John already said, they've been building the offense, but take what he's got on paper and build that based off what he got. Because he got, when you lay all his weapons out, if you look at the wide receiver part, you got OBJ, you got Zay Flowers, you got Bateman, you got Aguilar, and we'll stop right there. Then you look at your tight ends. You got Mark, and you got Likely. That's 6 guys you can do something with, and you can put them in a bunch of different situations. And I ain't even talked about the running backs yet.
Right.
So you got versatility to mix it all up.
Right. That's why my second question would be is what do you see like the first role of Zay being used?
Yeah, see, you asked me to give away my what's it called. That's what I was trying to avoid with.
Okay, I got you. Hey, we'll save that for you, Coach. Then,
but I will answer that question. Gonna be answered tonight though, because like I said, as soon as we finish this, I'm gonna put that video. I'm gonna finish that video up on Zay for the part that's for YouTube, and the answer will be in that video.
Got you. And the last thing, Coach, did you see the good field story of the draft? And it actually comes from the Cowboys.
I'm gonna tell you now. The guy, the daddy went to the school I work at.
Oh,
so I know about it.
Man.
The daddy went to the school that I work at. His high school is the school I work at now.
Deuce Vaughn, right? That's his name?
That's the son. Yes.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. Be able to be drafted by your pops.
Yeah, and for your dad to call you and say, "Hey, how you feel about coming to work with me on Monday?" How crazy is that?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, man.
How crazy is that? who cutting onions around here? When I saw that, it's crazy.
Cutting onions, man.
But I tell you the other feel good story, and you know I'm gonna feel good for him a couple more days, and then it's F him, the Joy Porter Jr.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean when we didn't get him, I'm like, if the Steelers don't do this, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
And when he was on the board the second day, and they had the first pick, I kind of knew they was gonna get him.
Right.
I kind of knew they was gonna get him.
Yeah, I mean at then it was just like, if you don't do this, like what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I mean that's literally like Steelers royalty pretty much, and it fits, you know.
Right. And
I'm kind of that's gonna be kind of. And that's for us. It's like, okay, all right. They got another corner there, and they got that safety. What's his name?
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. But we got some weapons, so they gonna have to.
Yeah.
They gonna have to buckle up.
After tomorrow is forget JPJ. Instead of JPJ, go to FJPJ. That's gonna be his new initials. Forget JPJ.
Maybe we return to this great Ravens Steelers rivalries that we had, because it was getting kind of bland these last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we about to see a rejuvenation of that.
Right. It sucked because both of us were not at our top. We were both mid teams at best. But I think we gonna ascend before them. But they coming too.
Appreciate it, Coach. Have a blessing.
Appreciate it. Next up. Mr. Steven, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Coach. How about yourself?
I'm good. How about you? What you got for me today?
Well, another one of these conspiracy theories, but Odell Beckham Jr. to me is a key part in what we're going to try and get done. We've got Monken coming in. We got Lamar paid. He's got his money. Odell Beckham, I would think that everybody would say we paid him handsomely.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to get a coach in that wide receiver room, and with his knowledge, he can make on-field adjustments to the other wide receivers. We've got Andrews. We've got Likely, which everybody has just forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very scary team offensively coming in there. What I want to see is in mini camp,
Mm-hmm.
in training camp, whether you're in pads or not, I want to see Lamar and all of them there and working on that Monken offense and getting it going. If I don't see them there, that's going to bother me
Mm-hmm.
because we just paid them a lot of money. They've got their bags. Everybody get in there, even when they don't need to be. Go to mini camp, all that. Be there through the whole process.
Mm-hmm. Now, I
Not
think
just
they're all
taking
going to
this
be there.
off and coming in whenever.
But I think they all going to be there with the exception of one person. Because Aiden pretty much already said he got to finish up his rehab. So I think they all going to be there with the exception of Beckham.
Mm.
Because he said that, like, even I think he said in the press conference, he got a schedule he's on to make sure he's like 100% once he get there. So I think everybody's going to be there but him. But I agree with you. Even if you don't participate, come and start learning. And I know they could do stuff via Zoom and with iPads and all this stuff. But even if you're not going to participate, I feel like you need to be in the room having conversations with Monken because it's new to everybody.
Yep.
So I agree with what you're saying. They all need to be there. Again, if you ain't running on the grass, be in the meeting room learning the calls and the formations and the verbiage and the if this person do that you do this. I feel like they all need to be there because it's new. It'd be different if this was the same coordinator they didn't have for 3 or 4 years. That'd be different. But this offense new to everybody. So I'm sure the verbiage is completely different because it's a completely different guy. So I'm 100% with you, Steve, and everybody needs to be there that play offense. Everybody.
I agree 100%. And just one more thing here real quick. The kid Voorhees, the guard that we drafted in the 7th round out of USC,
Mm-hmm.
blew his knee out during the draft process. It was super unfortunate. And but it's another one of these deals where we're going to have to wait a year. But that kid's tape's impressive.
Oh yes, it is.
And once he gets healthy, Ben Cleveland better be up on it, or somebody's going to take his spot.
Definitely, I agree 100%. I was looking at something today, and they were like grading each pick, and they got to our mid-round guys, and it was like average, okay, or whatever. And they got to Voorhees, it said excellent, or whatever the top word they was using, and I was like, what? And so that's when I had to go start downloading his tape, and a little bit I watched maybe 5 minutes of it. Like, this kid pretty good, but I got to go back and I'll get the full like look of it Friday. He's Friday for me, and I get to talk about him Friday and see what he does. But the little bit that I saw for about 5 minutes, I like what I saw.
Yep. Just reiterating what I said before, I want to see them all get together and let's go to work.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? It's time to go to work. There's no more excuses now.
For nobody.
For nothing.
You're right. For nobody. It's like I said in the video earlier today.
From the top all the way to the bottom.
100% agree. It's NFC championship game. I'm sorry, not NFC. AFC championship game is the floor for me. That's the floor. That's the minimum we should get to, barring a boatload of injuries like before. But the floor is the AFC championship game. Obviously, the ceiling being the Super Bowl. So it's go time for the whole organization from top down. Everybody. That's all you got for me, Steve?
All right, Coach. Well, one more thing just that I thought about it. I hate the pick that I hated the most in the entire draft was for one reason or another. I guess it was just on when I started watching this kid Charlie Jones, a wide receiver from Purdue, and that kid is so smooth, and he is an excellent wide receiver. And he went to the Bengals, and they're looking to shop. I think Tyler Boyd, but I tell you, that kid in that offense, tell you what, just keep an eye on him. I hate to say it, but he was one of my favorite players in the whole draft.
Oh, mine too. I don't know if you know it. We love Charlie over here. Me and Jose, we love Charlie Jones. It wouldn't have bothered me to have him. Yep, he's a good player. Led the NCAA in catches last year with like 112 or something like that.
He's like a young Cooper Kupp. That's what he looks like.
Yep.
I hated it. I'm like, oh God, he went there. Man, that's going to be a problem.
But I appreciate you, Stevie. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much,
tomorrow we're gonna talk about
appreciate
receivers, so call back tomorrow too.
Oh, I will. Thanks again.
All right, have a good one. Next up. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, you know me. It's OTR Mike, bud.
What up, Mikey? What's good? What's good?
Hey, man, look, Coach. I know we're going to talk tonight, so I ain't going to talk on any of the questions because I'm sure we're going to get on that. I'm just calling to show support, brother.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And just to let you know, man, you and the fellas, y'all killed the draft coverage. Sorry I couldn't make it.
Understand,
man.
man.
Held me down. You know how that is.
Life happens.
You know
Life
how that
happens.
is.
Man, it was a great time.
Life.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit worried about the mixture of the two different groups, but man, that shit turned out perfect. It turned out perfect.
Like how we all mix, man. You know, when you get a group of gentlemen together, man, it work itself out.
Yeah, turned out perfect. But you know, we gonna get down to it tonight with all of it.
Yeah, so that's all I was calling. I ain't gonna hold you on. I was just calling to tell everybody. I know they're gonna do it anyway. But I was just calling to tell everybody tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. You know the roundup. Y'all know how we do. Salute to everybody in the chat. Coach, salute to everything you doing, man, and I'll see you later on.
Appreciate it. If y'all don't know, that's OTR Mike, open mic with OTR Mike, where the mic is always open. I say that right?
You got it. You're in the right track.
So if you don't subscribe to Mike, please do so. Again, he's one of the Roundup members, so he'll be on the show with us tonight at 9. So make sure you tune in to that. It's gonna be a good one. Appreciate you, Mike.
All right, brother.
Next up. Let me see. Hold on.
The conference has been locked.
Let's see. Yo.
Hello.
What's good with you? Yeah, I got you. What you got for me today?
Raise Kingdom back in the building. Listen, This is crazy because OTR Mike just called, and I was just about to start off the conversation with, I can't wait for the roundtable tonight because it's literally surprising how a minute ago at the roundtable y'all was all talking about what's going on. Are they really going to invest in Lamar? Are they really going to do it? Is they secretly going to get rid of Lamar? They're going to trade this, that. But literally, there's so much happened even when the last time me and you talked. Now, all of a sudden, Ravens actually invested, got Lamar extended, all kinds of draft and Zay Flower. What?
A lot of stuff happened in a week, didn't it? A lot of stuff happened in a week.
A lot. That's crazy. I'm sure that roundtable got some cooking.
Yep.
All right, on a fresh skillet. No, I'm a little question about. I would say my biggest thing is, I'm happy. I'm not, I'm very satisfied. I'm not here to complain about the team. They did their job. My only issue is, are we secretly going to get Marcus Peters or secretly get a corner from the free agency? Because the corners that we picked up from the draft, it kind of was more like depth positions, you know? And we already got depth positions like Jalen Omar Davis and Pepe. We got guys for depth. So for me, and especially those guys like Jalen Omar Davis that wasn't playing all that good. So what are we doing with that corner spot? Are we secretly going to get Marcus Peters back? Or do we have a corner in mind?
My 2 cents is once Lamar actually signs his deal and they get the actual numbers of whatever space, like cap space they're going to have, I think the 2 main options the 2 first options I think are Peters and Rock Ya-Sin. I think a secondary option is possibly the Griffin twin. And then some other cats maybe below that. But I think once the number comes in with how much money they got to kind of work with after Lamar signs, then they'll go after or whatever. But I know, and I don't know how much weight this holds, but I know Peters at one point said he was not playing for another team. And so I don't know if that meant he was going to either play for the Ravens or retire, or I don't know if he feel like he got more left in the bank or what, but he out of his mouth, he said he was not playing for another team. So I hope he comes back because this will be the second year after his surgery. And we'll probably see the version of Marcus Peters that we're used to seeing.
Right. And that's my biggest thing. I'm like, we really didn't solidify the spot that covers up Marlon Humphrey's other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that we're secretly going to get Peters back, or we're secretly going to get some guy in the free agency that we really like. And I ain't gonna cap. I would like that Griffin guy, the Griffin boy.
Yep.
Twins, that corner. He is super fast. He's experienced, and he ain't coming off no 2 surgeries. So.
Right.
So I would like him. But other than that, man, that's all I really want to call, because the Baltimore Ravens proved the biggest thing that we always say as fans. They said the biggest things that we Ravens fans like to say, that wait until we see, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Ravens went out there and accomplished things that we all always question them. We got on their heads about fire ADC, fire Greg Roman, and they did their job. So I really have no business to say anything bad about them.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder what they're going to do at that corner spot. But other than that, I appreciate the call, Coach.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Let's see who we got. We rolling through them today. Next up. Big Mel, you live. What's good?
What's good, Coach?
I don't know it. Can't call it.
I called to take my victory lap, Coach. I called to take my victory lap, Coach.
Hey, get your home run tried on.
Hey, look, Coach. Before the draft, the Browns had the most pressure out the division to me because of the Deshaun contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now that pressure has shifted back to Baltimore now.
Yep.
It's time to put up a setup now. It's AFC championship or bust right now.
Yep.
It's AFC championship or bust. And I think they got to bring MP back.
I hope so.
Griffin will be nice. I think they need to bring MP back just because of the dog mentality.
Yep. I agree.
Just because of the mentality he brings. Just listen to that Marlon saying he hollering out to the other side of the field what's coming.
He's smart now.
Sometimes you need that. Yeah, he's smart. Like his body might not can keep up, but he's still smart. And he's 1 year removed from the injury, and hopefully he can. I need LP back, dog, just for that dog. Man.
Think about this, Melvin. So even if he ain't 100% once we start, how about whatever sideline we're on, we have one of them young corners there, so Marcus can kind of talk to him and let Marlon play the other team side. Let Marlon play that side, and then with it, like whoever's on the outside line, let MP kind of coach him through as they go through. Like what he see, he can kind of translate to him with formations and stuff like that. Yeah. And then once he 100%, let the dog hunt.
You gotta let him play though, Coach, because I think that would hurt him last year. He wasn't in football state when he came back last year.
Yeah, because he didn't even look the same.
Yeah, he didn't look the same. He was trying to get his football state through the season. He hadn't practiced all season. It's hard to do that. That's why I'm glad Beckham been off over a year.
Mm-hmm. I think he should be in his best shape in a while too.
Yeah, I'm real interested about this season here this year, Coach, because it's Super Bowl or bust. Well, AFC, like I said, AFC championship is bust.
Yep.
Because they had the team to win a playoff game last year without, the key players they got.
Yeah, we Snoop almost got us there, almost.
We were supposed to be in the division round. We was one player away.
Yep.
So I just wish it was a way you could cut injuries off of this year. I just want one season where don't nobody get hurt, Coach. That's all I need, Coach. One season where everybody start and finish the season healthy.
This man say he want to cut injuries off.
Like that. Come on with the mad rules. Hey, just one season with no injuries, Coach. That way ain't nobody got no excuse.
Yeah, I agree, but that's the only excuse we got.
I feel like Megan got more pressure on him than G-Ro did, Coach.
He do. Because he got weapons.
G-Ro had excuses. I ain't got no weapons.
Yep.
He got no weapons. So I can't say that.
Hey, right. He right.
so Megan got pressure on him right now.
First year pressure.
I went back and watched him in 2018 in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if Jamie don't throw them 30, like I said last time, Jamie don't throw them 30, they'll play off team that year. Definitely. If he don't go third, if he go 3rd and 15, they'll play off team. That's a playoff team. That's what I'm scared of the most, though, Coach. I just hope the change of scheme don't give Lamar more interceptions.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's just say he run the same stuff. Lamar not finna throw 30 interceptions because Lamar ain't gonna force that ball like Jameis. Jameis believed in his arm so much that he tried to force balls into places balls shouldn't be. Pause. But Lamar gonna see some of them situations and pull it down. Exactly. So Lamar ain't gonna throw no 30 interceptions.
Yeah. But Coach, that's all I was calling the holler. I want to take my victory lap, Coach, and keep going. I can't wait for the roundtable tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Mel. Appreciate it.
All right.
Next up. You hot? Who I got?
Hey, what's up, Coach? It's Bob.
What up, Bob? How you doing?
Good. I'm feeling good after this draft.
What you think about the draft?
Good. I'm not gonna lie. What you say?
Tell me what you think about the draft. What you like about it?
Did a pretty good. I think they did a pretty good thing on the draft, man. Like, I've been saying for a while now, like, we really did miss Hollywood speed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fans wanted to put all that pressure on Bateman last year, and I felt like he just crumbled underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he crumbled underneath it. So, like, the additions that we made to this roster, I think it's going to only make Bateman better, put up better numbers. I think he's going to see a high volume of yards, probably a little less targets, less catches, but I think he's still going to put up some numbers. I think all that pressure that's getting off of him of having to beat a man day one right off the bat, he wants to deal with that no more.
Right.
They did a great job of structuring Odell's contract. It almost kind of forces him to be a dog. Even if there's no question he is one, it forces him to, because he has a lot of incentives. Like, hey man, you lead the team in yards and catches, you getting paid.
Yep.
It's really a contract based performance. I think they did a good job of giving that out to him and him accepting it. I was shocked. The type of
yeah, but I still think his incentive's gonna be easy to get because even if he don't reach the numbers part, he just got to have one more catch than Bateman or Mark or whoever, one more yard than or one more touchdown than all them. So he's still I still think he's gonna get 2 out of 3 of them easily.
Yep. Yeah, teams see shit like that. They're like, yo, this dude. He for him to get paid, he wants to be a dog every game. So they have to look at him like he gonna be running routes hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna want that ball.
Definitely.
He gonna want that ball.
And I think he just got to be a piece of a puzzle. I think he just got to be a piece of a puzzle because all them targets. I mean, not targets. All those weapons I named off earlier. Like nobody in that group has to go off. They just all need to stay healthy and have a week or two where they're the man. And I think I said, like, week 1, Mark might be the man. Week 2, it might be Odell. Week 3, it might be Bateman. Week 4, it might be the run game.
The best type of football coach is to do your job football. You don't need to do too much, not too little. Just do your job and you're going to eat.
Yeah, and
you might get...
when your number's called, do your job. Exactly right. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like Zay's going to be perfect for this offense because, like, even if we went with a different route, whatever wide receiver 3 is going to do, especially if you're above average player or have promise, you're going to see very... like good matchups in this offense because it's like you can't be really focused now. You have Andrews, you have Bateman, you have Odell. Now it's just you just sitting there like, damn, like who the hell is this Walmart corner in front of me and shit? I'm about to eat.
Exactly. If you're not 3-4 corners deep, it's gonna be a problem.
What team is? We were the only team that really would put emphasis on that. Most teams only got 1 or 2 corners.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who did Miami got? They deep at corner because they got They got Ramsey.
Patriots.
Ramsey, what's that other corner in Miami? The one Bateman Byrne, Xavier Howard. Yeah. So ain't very many that got 2-3 good corners. Ain't very many.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to see what he can put together and how the ball gonna be distributed. What I think is each week is gonna be something different. And I think that's gonna be our path to the Super Bowl. Like we don't have nobody that just have like these outrageous numbers, but everybody got solid numbers, and that way you can't focus on like if you double Mark, the other 3 guys gonna eat. Or if you load up in the run game, Lamar can beat you with his arm. Or if you try to sit and cover 2, we can run with you, and then you play 2-man. Lamar can get his rushing yards on pass plays. It's the world is his, and barring injury, just don't mess it up.
Yeah,
just don't mess it up.
I'm definitely excited for Monken, man. Like. I seen someone put out the statistics of like when he was with the Browns, like how many times he passed and how many times he ran.
Mm-hmm.
And I like those numbers. He's definitely running less than Greg, but it's all about successful runs. We're not running just to run. Like there's a lot of times Greg was like, we just ran the ball. Like, okay, we didn't really need to do that. That play was like a wasted play.
Right.
But I see Todd, he's really high efficiency.
I'll give you an example. When I first started doing this thing, Todd was at Cleveland, and that was the year we went 14-2. So they ran like this. They basically they overloaded one side and ran this little toss play, and Chubb just outran everybody, and so they beat us that game. So coming back the next time we played them, and this is what Todd does. So he had that formation. He ran the play first. He had that formation. They had a pass off of it. He had that formation again. They had a reverse off of it. Then he had it one more time, and they had like some trick play to Baker. So he basically took one play that he had success off against us and built 3 more plays on top of it. Now, granted, we did beat him that second time. I think that was the game Lamar might have came out, and when he had to use the bathroom or whatever, I think that was that game. But still, he took something he had success with and built on top of it instead of running the same thing over and over, unlike somebody else we know.
That's something we're gonna love. Just a proper sequence of play calling, something building off one another, not just like having an offensive coordinator that says, all right, I'm going to cover my eyes and throw a dart at the wall.
Exactly.
That's what it felt like, Coach. But all right, now I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you. We're going to talk about receivers tomorrow, so tune back in.
We'll do.
All right. And last but not least.
It must be a Purple Monday.
It is. It is.
Can we just pause for some happiness, man? Just for a change, man. Just real quick. I wear you. I talk a lot. Sometimes I ramble, but I got a lot to say. Sometimes I just have a lot on my chest.
Go ahead. Hey, let me go to rules real quick. I locked it at 5, so you got in right before that. So ain't nobody behind you. Go ahead and cook.
Okay. Listen, can we just go back, man, to the Bengals versus the Ravens playoff game with that fumble was that a record? It went like 100 yards backwards.
Something like that.
Like that.
Something.
And I remember, man, we had the playoff, chat party and whatnot. And I just came in. I was salty, man. I was a little sour, and I was like, man, please lose. I think I was the only one in the room. I was bringing everybody down. You know what I mean? People was booing me out. Coach, you ain't want to hear it.
I didn't.
Kind of calm down. Huh?
I didn't at the time.
You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear that. But this is what I saw. You know what I mean? Because at that moment of time, like, we were always stuck in this, like, just endless cycle of confusion. Like, what are they doing? Like, and then what are they doing now? And what, why are they using this guy this way? You know what I mean? And we had talent just standing on the sideline. And I was fed up. And if we all could just think about the best possible scenario, man, coming out of that loss, it happened.
Yep, it did.
Man, it just happened. You know what I mean? And now we got a coordinator that knows how to just use all pieces. And he says, look, I'm not going to force some scheme. You know what I mean? Or I'm not going to force football one way. You take what the defense gives you. That's the guy I want talking to my quarterback. You know what I mean? And make it make sense, and just to make a long story short, man, I want Monken to be Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying? And it's no more excuses. It's time for Lamar to step up, you know what I'm saying? He got the contract, all the weight is gone. He got the weapons, all that's done. He got the city on his back. Now shut everybody up, man.
Yep.
All eyes are on you, bro. All eyes are on you, just like Stephen Curry had to do last year, man.
Yesterday?
You know what I mean? I was going to bring it up to yesterday. Because to me, yesterday, even though it could happen, it wasn't probable that it happened if last year it didn't happen.
Right.
Last year, him stepping up, Clay coming back off an injury, everybody was dependent on him. He was the best player on the team, not Durant. It wasn't them winning because of the system in the scheme, and LeBron still get the Finals MVP, but they get the chip. No, Stephen Curry was the MVP, you know what I'm saying? And he put everybody on his back, and he stepped into the place of, even though he's my favorite basketball player, there was no dispute that he was the best player in the league last year. Even with all the Finals MVPs and all that, it was still LeBron chatter. That's what Lamar has to do to catapult him to take the crown from Mahomes is what I'm saying. That's the goal to me. Because to me, I think, remember I was saying last conversation we had last week, I think he's the most, first of all, I think he's the most talented football player I've ever seen.
I can agree with that.
Talented. I didn't say best because he doesn't have the hardware. He's the most talented player we've ever seen put them cleats on. You ain't going to see a quarterback rush. It don't even sound right saying it. Your quarterback rush for 1,200 yards and then he lead the league in QBR or touchdowns passing from the pocket. But that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I know I ain't had to go through all that just to bring it home. Man, it's time for him to take the crown. And we all watching. I want to enjoy every single moment. You know what I mean? Because this is going to be history, and I think he's going to step up. I watched, just my last point, man, I watched Lamar and Deshaun go at it at Louisville. You know what I mean? I was just in the mood yesterday, and I'm like, man, let me go back and watch that Clemson-Louisville when Louisville was 2 and Clemson was 3, bro. And if the receiver, if that running back, the receiver would have caught that little out on that little short pass to the flat man and ran it on end zone, they would have won.
All he had to do was reach the ball out. He stepped out of bounds. All he had to do was reach the ball out.
Lamar was throwing the ball all over the field in that pro-style offense, man. Petrino knew how to use that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go look at the Florida State game.
Yeah,
go look at the Florida State game. He ripped them a new butthole.
And they had some draft picks on that team, man. They had some guys that was going first round on that team. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lamar is that dude, and it's time for him to step up. It's time for him to be the first one in the building, last man out. It's time for him to lead this team and take his rightful place as the face of the league. And that's all I want to see. I want to see him do that. You know, we got all the pieces. We got the defense. We got the scheme. Every time they ran 11 personnel with the players that we had, Coach, it was always a positive game, like 10-yard game. If you even did the breakdown of us, you know, being an 11 personnel, but they couldn't take Patrick Ricard off the field, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. And like I said, last thing I say, last conversation we had, I said, man, look, I just want them to sign Lamar and get our boy Mingo. They got Lamar, and they got our boy Zay.
Right.
Man, it don't get no better than that.
I don't. It don't.
It don't get no better than that, man. So I'm ready. Like you said, it's Super Bowl or bust to me. If they don't win, just make it there. If they don't make it there, I'm disappointed because I don't know if Lamar gonna have a better team around him. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's facts. I appreciate you. Appreciate it.
What you think about this draft?
I like it, but I don't want to just be all in head over heels. It's really going to determine on what I see when I look at Trenton here in a few minutes. Because we only had, well, I know we picked 6, but originally we only had 5 picks. And I thought, in my eyes, it should have been receiver, cornerback, or cornerback, receiver in that order. But it wasn't. And so I got to see how good Trenton is before I say whether I like it or not, because, you know, I need to see how good Trenton is, because us only having 5 picks and going from the first to the third, he needs to have the impact of a second-round player. And people say he is and say he's good and whatnot. I haven't watched him yet, so I don't want to say yes or no in one certain way or another, because I haven't watched him yet.
Do you think McDaniels ran like a base nickel? You know what I mean? Because Kyle, I mean, what they had going with Kyle and Roquan and the crew, and I'm thinking the guys more so going to take Chuck Clark's spot. You know what I mean? With a different, with either Kyle or Roquan having that green dot. You know, I think that's going to really be his role starting out. I think PQ and Roquan, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got more speed coming downhill. You know, I'm thinking that's telling me they're going to play more zone like they did, more too high. You know, looking at Caillou Blue, he looks like a perfect zone, big physical, and he can play man. Cornerback, man. If you go back and watch him play against London, is it Drake London?
Drake London.
Man, that game, bro. I mean, come on, man. And that dude is a beast. Yep. He was a beast as a rookie. So I think we're more than it's on Lamar, man. Like I said, man, we got him in the house. Let's go. We know what it is. It's all. It don't even matter about the draft. Let's go to work, Lamar. Step up, take the crown, and if we win the Super Bowl this year, mark my words, we will be a dynasty. We win winning again. We winning 2 or 3.
I'm with you on that.
Lamar Jackson.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. He can do it.
Yes, sir.
He definitely can do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Have a good one. Let's see where we at. So before, that's Justin. I appreciate Justin. Appreciate everybody that called through. I want to say thank you to, and I'm going to get to it I don't want to leave them out. King Von dropped 5. He says, I'm putting money on Lamar winning MVP and the Ravens going to the bowl. I'm starting to think the contract situation was about Lamar getting help. That's not a bad point, Henry Vaughn. That's not I think he used the contract situation as leverage to get him help. It may not have been all about money, but we don't know. But he got help. He signed. We pretty much, us that like offense have kind of got what we want for the most part, and it's just time for him to put it on the field and get to the grass. So I really don't think, like I said, they don't have no excuses. Let me see, we just got another one too. I want to make sure I shout them out too. Where's my next one? Let me see. Oh, I got Ray V75. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. That's what it is. Thank you for the subscription, Ray V75. And then here's Henry Vaughn's super chat right here. Appreciate it. Is it gonna come up? There it is. Appreciate it. So hey, hit that like button. Again, tonight we're going to talk about. I know y'all probably wanted me to say something about Queen, but we're gonna say that for tonight. We all know what happened with Queen. We're gonna talk about the draft. We're gonna talk about some other things on the roundtable. This is the schedule for the rest of the day for me. I'm going to put together the Zay Flowers film for you. Get that out. Then I'm going to do the long form film with Trenton Simpson, and then by that time we should be getting ready for the roundup tonight at 9. So if you're here now, please. Hey, if you're still here, put fire emojis in the chat box. Then we're gonna get ready to run up out of here. I appreciate everybody that called. Appreciate everybody that Ray V for subscribing. Henry Vaughn for the super chat. And again, appreciate everybody for coming through. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget them fire emojis. I appreciate you guys. New subscriber Rensler too. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen him before, so I thank you for coming through. Living Legend was good. Casino Life, all y'all, I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me for a hot 58 minutes and 59 minutes. I appreciate y'all. Matt, you still up? Matt be putting in long hours, boy. Big Unk. I want to see. I should have dove into that. Hey, Big Unk, make sure you come to the round table, and I want to see what you're talking about. Why it was underwhelming to you. Make sure you come to the round table and we'll talk about it. Make sure you do that, Big Unk. But I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate it.